on behalf of Mokshatan Yog Sansthan, welcome you all to the 5th session of Day 2 of Global Yoga Conference 2022. For this session, we are honored to have among us Dr. Vikrant, PhD from USA, who is an internationally acclaimed scholar, writer, and trainer. Convener of United Consciousness Global, an initiative operating in 6 continents of the world, Dr. Vikrant holds a vast experience in the field of wellness. We are honored to have him among us today to conduct a session on Kriya Yoga, Sutra way.
Namaskar. मोक्षायतन योगा संस्थान को हमारा नमस्कार. My respect and gratitude towards Gurudev Bharat Bhushan ji for having inviting me for today's talk. Friends, today I'm going to talk about, as I'm being told, to talk about Kriya Yoga. I propose to talk about what Kriya Yoga is and how we do Kriya Yoga and what is the objective of Kriya Yoga. So, Kriya Yoga is being divided in 2 parts, Kriya and Yoga. Kriya Yoga is mentioned in verse 1 of chapter 2 of Yoga Sutra. It says, Tap Swadhyaya Ishwar Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. Even Bhagavad Gita starts with Karma Yoga. Yoga Sutra starts with Kriya Yoga. Why Bhagavad Gita and Yoga Sutra both starts with Kriya or Karma Yoga? The reason is all ancient scriptures are so scientific. They want to take us from the point where we know we can relate with to the point where we should be. So we all can relate with karma, action. It is easier for us to relate with action. That's why Yoga Sutra proposes it as the first step towards perfection. So as I told, Kriya Yoga has 2 parts, Kriya plus Yoga. Kriya means action. Yoga means that unites me with divine, my true nature. That unites me with my true nature. So when we say Kriya means action, so what is Kriya Yoga? Action or set of actions that unite me with the divine. Those actions which connect me with my true nature are called Kriya Yoga. So what are those actions that connects me with divine? Connecting me with myself is called self-realization. There are 2 kinds of people on the planet. Some are ordinary, some are extraordinary. Who are extraordinary? People who have something extra. They are extraordinary people. So when we talk about self-realization, it has 3 disciplines in it. First is self-discipline. Second is self-study. Third is self-surrender. Self-discipline is called tapas. Self-study is called swadhyaya. And self-surrender is called Ishwar Pranidhan. So whatever objective we have in our life, if the objective is higher or if it is a materialistic objective, whatever objective we have, these 3 things we need to observe: self-discipline, self-study, and self-surrender. Let's understand them one by one. So I propose to begin with self-study, swadhyaya. What does that mean? Swadhyaya or self-study, it means swa plus adhyaya. Swa means self, adhyayan means study. So swadhyaya means self-exploration. It means to know or to see myself. I cannot see myself because my eyes are targeting towards outside. So I need a mirror to see myself, and that mirror is called Shastram. So in Swadhyaya, what we do is we reach out to Shastram so that Shastram will provide me information about myself. Shastram reflect me back. All answers are within us, just like diamonds. We need to extract it out from the dark mine of ignorance. And this is what happened between Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramahansa also. When Vivekananda asked Swami Ramakrishna Paramahansa that I want to see God, I want to see the higher, can you make me see the God? Ramakrishna Paramahansa smiled with glitter in his eyes. He replied, yes, leave alone seeing, I can send God to you. He may come to your place only. You may sit and talk to him. Vivekananda was so happy. He immediately wrote his address and gave it to him. He said, this is my address, send God to me. Ramakrishna Paramahansa looked at him and smiled and said, Narendra, it is your home's address. It is the address of your house. Give me your address. Then God will arrive. Because my address and God's address are one. If we know our own true self, our own true address, we will automatically arrive where God resides. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that. He is me. We are one. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that only. So Swadhyaya is a mechanism to find your own true address. So how do we do Swadhyaya then? As I told you, it is the first action that we need to do. We need to start exploring yourself. What is your purpose of life? So how do we go about Swadhyaya? So Swadhyaya has 3 steps. A true Swadhyaya. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Listening, contemplating, acting. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. What is Shravanam? It is systematic, continuous, non-judgmental, patient listening of Shastras from a competent guru. Every word is very important. It is systematic. Systematic means gradually that should build upon each other, topic by topic. One topic, then another topic, just like various bricks make a wall. Similarly, one after, there is a sequence. You cannot start reading something just like that. There is a sequence. What should be learned first and what should be learned later. You can't do PhD before you do your graduation. So there is a sequence of knowledge. Second is continuous. It should not be like today you read something and then you'll read something next week. No, it has to be continuous. When you make a wall, if you don't put brick by brick regularly, the cement will be frozen. It has to be liquid. It has to be receptive to the next brick. But if you will take a long time in between, the cement will become frozen and that will be of no use to connect with another brick. Third is non-judgmental. Do not doubt when you are learning. Keep doubts inside. Listen everything with an open mind. Gather ideas. Don't ask questions at this moment. Just receive. The way when our mother for the first time said, this is A, we all believed it. We never questioned it. Start your journey with belief, true faith. Don't question at this moment. Just receive. Next is patient. Yes, do it long enough. Do it for long, sufficiently long. Have patience. Self-study is not like that today you will know something and tomorrow you will realize yourself. It will take a longer period of time. And if you don't have patience, it means you are not yet ready for self-study. And the fifth last is guru, a right teacher, a competent teacher. So once you go to a competent teacher, and with that competent teacher, you need to do systematic, continuous, non-judgmental, patient listening and reception. Then we will know that, yes, my Shravanam is complete now. Now I have that knowledge. But knowledge alone will not work. Second step is contemplation. Now you know theoretically what is your purpose of life. Now contemplate, and this is the place you should ask questions. See the grand design of everything. Think about everything. Sequence all the dots together, connect all the dots. It is the synthesis of all the thoughts. Keep asking questions till it is crystal clear. It is an intellectual process of solving doubts and gain clarity. So here we need to ask questions. What questions should be asked? How should I ask questions? Let me give you an example. You may start, if you really are a seeker, if you really want to know your purpose of life, then how should you begin? You may ask significant questions at this level. You have received all the information. Now ask question. Question number one. How many of you have felt suffering in your life? We all feel some or the other time suffering in life. When we suffer due to anything, ask this question. Question number one. What are the sources of my suffering? Answer you may get is, my kids don't study. Or when my promotion get delays. Or when somebody does not appreciate me. What are the sources of your suffering? Write them down. Write five sources of your suffering. This is how you contemplate. Fine. And then, okay, fine. If my sources of suffering are these, what are my sources of happiness? Second question. My sources of happiness is when kids study well, or when I get promotion, or when somebody appreciates me. So, how come sources of suffering and pleasure are same? Question number 3. Ask yourself, it's self-talk. How come the sources of suffering and pleasure are same? Then answer may come from within. When desires are fulfilled, I feel pleasurable. When desires are not fulfilled, I feel pain. It means desire is the root cause. Seems. Question number 4. Can these desires be always fulfilled? No. No. Okay. Question number 5. It means I will never be permanently happy, because if desire will never be always fulfilled. Kind of. Okay. Question number 6. What is it that always give me peace? Every moment, every time. Is there something you may think of? Whenever you do it, you feel peaceful. I think deep sleep, when I sleep, or when I help others without any expectations, always I feel pleasure. Irrespectively, at every moment, every time I feel pleasure when I'm a deep sleep, when I sleep well, or when I help others without expectations. What is common in both of these things? How you ask questions. In deep sleep, I think there are no desires. And when I help anybody without expectations, again, there are no desires. Okay, I understand. It means it is the desire that is troubling you. Yes, I think. Okay. And what are your desires? List them out. To be liked, to be beautiful, to be successful, to be rich, to be famous, to be loved, to be powerful, to be appreciated. Many. Next question. From where this desire comes? From where this desire is coming? Desire to be loved. I think, or any desire. I think it is coming from fear. You may answer yourself. It is coming from fear. Fear of what? Fear of losing something. Fear of losing respect, love, or anything. Or life itself. So I need to feel safe and protected. From here, desires are coming, I guess. So I want to feel safe, no fear. Love makes me feel safe. And to get love, I need to get all these things. I need to be beautiful, I need to be talented, I need to be nice, and this will give me love. Love will make me safe, safe will make me comfortable. Okay. So the fear or vasana is the root cause behind desires even. This is great. I didn't know this. So what is the root cause of vasana? Avidya. You didn't know it. So how to get rid from avidya? Vedanta. Know your true self. This is how mananam has to be done. And every day when we go out in office, then we need to ask ourselves this only. Am I living it? So third stage is nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam means living. Living as if realized. Living as if realized. Behaving like realized person. Every day when you behave, ask yourself, am I behaving like realized? Intellectual understanding should reflect in behavior, whatever we receive from Mananam. It is the conversion of intellectual knowledge in emotional strength. Now live it. That is called Nididhyasanam. So this is how the first step gets over. Now I know my purpose of life. I know my goal. Fine. Once you know your goal, it gives us purity of mind. We are clear about it. But now only knowing will not help. You need to live it. You need to achieve it, the goal of life. Then second thing comes is tapas, austerity, self-discipline. Purity in my action is equally important. So that tapas means to burn. Tap means to burn. Burning all the desires in the fire of self-discipline for the higher purpose in life. One of my friends asked me, I want to go to US. How much does it cost? He has been asking me this since last 4 years. But he still did not took efforts to get his visa or passport made. So this time when he asked me, I want to go to US, how much does it cost? I replied, it doesn't cost anything because thinking doesn't cost anything. You keep on thinking. Now you know your purpose of life. You have done swadhyaya, but you need to put efforts. So what is tapas? Those efforts. Without, tapas means without reacting. Happily accepting all the physical and mental pain during the process of sadhana. All the pain you receive, it's fine. It is a path of sadhana. Tapas is conserving energy from all the unproductive areas and utilizing them in self-inquiry. Not wasting our time in anything else other than self-inquiry. It is an internal power management system. It is an internal energy conservation. It is an internal energy production. It is an internal energy utilization. It is living life like a CEO. How does CEO live their life? CEOs do not waste their time. They divide their time in 4 quadrants. As Stephen Covey once said, 4 quadrants. Quadrant 4, work or things that are neither important and nor urgent. Quadrant 3, things or work that appear urgent but are not important. Like suddenly you got many mails. 90% of them were useless, but you started checking. You got notifications on mobile. It appeared urgent, but it was useless once you checked it. Quadrant 3. Now, quadrant 2, things which are important but may not appear urgent, like investing in relationships, investing in your health. And quadrant 1, that are urgent and important, that presses upon you, which is here and now. You need to do it here. You have audit, your boss is calling you, many such things. So, how to go about it? How CEOs live their life? They spend 90% of their time in quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 means doing things which are important but are not urgent. They invest their time in something that is important but not urgent. 10% of their time they invest in something that appears urgent and important both. And they do not devote any time on the things which are neither important nor urgent, quadrant 4, nor another thing which are urgent but not important. They don't do anything at all in the day which is not important. This is what makes them a CEO. So from where you'll get this time management? Through discipline. So there are 3 disciplines we need to observe in tapas. First is called body discipline. Second is called discipline of words. Third is called discipline of mind. Discipline of body is called sharirik tapas. Word is called vachik tapas. And mind is called manasik tapas. Let's have a bird eye view of it. What is sharirik tapas? Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, chapter 6, verse 17 says, Yuktahar viharasya yukta chestasya karmashu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Yuktahar viharasya, physical discipline. Eat right quantity at right quality, at the right time. Appropriate quantity, appropriate quality, and at appropriate time. Assure it. Yukt ahar. This is a discipline. Even if you're feeling that you want to eat more, don't eat. If it is enough, fine. If don't follow your instincts, just follow your intuitions. You know that it is not right for you to eat more. Don't eat then. Second is yuktahar viharas. Even there should be appropriate time for entertainment, appropriate time for family, appropriate time for self-growth, appropriate time for hobbies. Viharas. Complete, proper self-discipline. Some time that need to be given to the family, self, hobbies, and others. Yukta chestasya karmashu. Chesta. Plan out your act and then act out your plan. Give proper time to your profession also. Fine. Yukta swapnavabodhasya. Sleep at right time. Get up at right time. It's that simple. Yogo bhavati dukkha. If you do this, certainly this yoga will remove all the pains from you. This is called first tapas, sharirik tapas. Second tapas is called vachik tapas. Because you need to conserve energy. Don't spend energy everywhere. So even in body, don't spend energy in every other thing. Similarly, in vachik tapas, that is speech, the discipline of speech. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, chapter 17, verse 15, Anudveg karam vakyam, satyam priyam hitam cha. Anudveg karam vakyam, satyam priyam hitam cha. Swadhyay abhyasanam cheva vagmay tap uchyate. What does that mean? Anudveg karam vakyam. Whenever you are speaking, observe the discipline, never speak in a reactive way. Always response, no reaction. Never speak in the sway of emotions. If you are emoting, hold yourself, don't speak. Count from 10 to 1 till you become comfortable and then speak. Second, satyam, speak the truth, because lies produce mental rushes. Speak the truth. Third, but while you are speaking the truth, speak it in a way that it should be good to listen to. Don't be blunt. Don't make people bleed by your words. Priyam, good to listen to. Hitam chayat, and it should be in the interest of another person. It should benefit another person. Hitam chayat. If you're doing all these things, anudveg, non-reactive, satyam, truthful, priyam, nice to listen to, hitam, good in the favor of another person, he should be benefited. Then Swadhyaya abhyasaneva. Reflect on these behavior daily and do abhyasa, practice daily. Before you speak anything, ask yourself, do I have to speak this? When I say I, is it compulsory that I should say this? Have to. Is it must to say this? Is it that important and must to say that? Speak this. This means whether I should use these words only or some other words I can use. Follow this. This is called Vachik Tapas. Third is called Mansik Tapas. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 26, Lord Krishna says, Yato yato nischarati manam chanchalam asthiram tatah tatah niyamya etat atmani eva vasham nayet. As many times your mind wanders, goes around, unable to focus, every time bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. We all have that ability to concentrate. But the problem is, we are unable to concentrate any place at our own will. And that's why it is important that we should be able to concentrate wherever we want, whenever we want. At times we watch a movie, subconsciously we become so much focused that we concentrate. But here when we say Mansik Tapas, it means concentration at my will, wherever, however long I want. My focus should be, I should be able to plug, unplug and replug focus. Meditation is common denominator of all success in life. Then he says, Abhyas and Vairagya. Do Abhyas and Vairagya, Lord Krishna says. For in order to get that mental discipline, that your mind should be able to focus. At times we feel sad and we are unable to focus on our work itself. So you need to completely, regularly do some practice to focus. That practice of focus is called dharana or meditation, dhyanam. Do dhyanam regularly. You can have dhyanam on a symbol or a form or a linga, mandala, chakra, pratik, pyramid, any form you can think of. This is one way. Second, you may meditate on sound like Nishpanda Bhava. Third, you may meditate on a thought, on a value. Like in chapter 6, Lord Krishna talks about many values. Fourth, you can also concentrate on your body and body parts. Fifth, you can concentrate on your own being, yourself, like Maha Mantras, Mahavakyas, Aham Brahmasmi. You can think of that also. So this is how, when we do tapas, this is called Mansik Tapas. In Mansik Tapas only, there are certain special types of meditation which focus on the chakras of the body, 7 chakras of the body. So they are called Kundalini meditation or 7 chakras meditation. Lahari Mahashaya of Kashi promoted it a lot. And Yogananda Paramhansa learned from him and he promoted it across the United States. So this is the second thing that you need to do. First is Swadhyaya, Tapas, and then is Ishwara Pranidhana. What is that? Self-surrender. What is self-surrender? It brings purity of the soul. Once you know your higher purpose of life, then what we should do? So there are 2 steps in life. One, finding the purpose of life. How will you get it? By Swadhyaya. Second, losing yourself in the purpose of life. And what is that? It is called Ishwar Pranidhana. Know what you are born for and every breath, start living it. Every drop of your blood, start working for it. Tapas. So Ishwar Pranidhana has 4 stages and 4 steps. It is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, verse 3, 8, 9, 10, and 11. What are those 4 steps, 4 stages of Ishwara Pranidhana? Step 1, surrender the results to the higher. You know that I may put many efforts, but I cannot achieve results. Results are not in my hands. I can write exam, but I cannot assure that I will succeed in the exam. Whatever I can control is my efforts, not results at all. So if I cannot control the results, let me leave it to higher. Higher means whatever you worship, anything higher. It is called nishkama karma. I do, and I do not bother about what results I get. I will take it as it is. It is called prasad buddhi, accepting results as it is. Second stage. Now doing action as a service to the higher purpose. Now we are not talking about results. Now we are saying even my actions should focus on higher. I am doing action as a service to the higher. Like Nelson Mandela, when was asked that why you are suffering so much in prison, he replied, I am doing it for a higher cause. Surrendering all your actions doing actions as a service to the higher. It is called Yajna Bhavana. And then more evolved. Stage 3. Surrender action itself as an instrument to the Lord. Say this, no, I don't do anything. Karta hai tu kanhaiya, mera naam ho raha hai. It is only who you get it done from me. All the grand masters of the world, best of the architects, best of the musicians, when they performed, when they did their masterpiece, and when they were asked, how did you do it? They always say, I didn't do it. Something made it done through me. I was in a different zone when this masterpiece was getting done. No, people were not even self-aware at the time. It's called akarma. Surrender even action itself as an instrument to the Lord. And the last and the fourth is surrender your whole existence, your being to the higher. No sense of separation, advaita, like Meera and Krishna. Oneness. Advaita. So this is what you call Ishwar Pranidhana. Because when you have a purpose of life and when you put efforts, even if you don't get results, that's perfectly fine. I'll keep working because I have surrendered it to the Ishvara, the higher. So in simple language, what are we trying to do? We are trying to say, know your goal, swadhyaya. Second, do your best to achieve it, tapas. And third is, leave the rest, Ishwar Pranidhana. This is often used as a serenity prayer also. Oh Lord, give me strength to change whatever I can change, tapas. Give me courage to accept whatever I cannot change, Ishwar Pranidhana. Give me wisdom to know the difference between these two. That is called Swadhyaya. So if you see, Kriya Yoga, in a way, incorporates all three yogas together. When you say tapas, it's karma yoga, self-discipline, purity in action of action. Then, when you say Ishwar Pranidhana, upasana yoga, surrendering to the higher, that gives you purity of soul. And third is Jnana Yoga. That is Swadhyaya, purity of mind. Know your goal, know your purpose of life. When I do this self-discipline, self-study, self-surrender, then what I get is self-realization. And this is how Kriya Yoga is a means to self-realization. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here with us and my good wishes for the whole event. Thank you very much. Namaste.